Good morning, everybody. Hey, happy Wednesday, friends. Jody Brechbill here. I'm live in my studio in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania, and I'm ready to do some Stampin' with you guys. Let me get my comments up here and see who all is joining me. So as you are coming in, just comment. Let me know that you're here, so that way it helps me know that this broadcast is working okay, because I do always get a little nervous when I hit that live button. And so today we're going to do my free monthly online class. So we are featuring Pick of the Patch today, and I host this class in person. So friends of mine, my stampers who are local, they can come and join me. So they were here yesterday morning and yesterday evening doing this class, and then I come on the next day and do it for all of you in virtual world. So this class is super, super cute. I think you're going to like it. Word on the street was from the girls last night. They really liked the different colors, changing out some colors, because maybe pretty peacock pumpkins are ideal. We really would like to have them in real life, but we are definitely having them today. Good morning, friends. Oh, we do have lots of friends joining us. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this gorgeous Wednesday. Hopefully it's beautiful where you guys are. We had some really pretty days here in Pennsylvania, and then we had like a really crappy day on Saturday where it was very rainy and cold, and that just so happened to be my Statement of the Heart, or Heart of Stampin' Up, I should say, Heart of Stampin' Up award. And so I want to share that with you guys, because if you've been following me for a while, you know that I am linked very closely with Sweet Grace Ministries, that is located in my hometown, but supports families who are going through miscarriage, infant loss, and neonatal death all across the country. So this is a ministry that is very near and dear to me. They do amazing, amazing things. And so I had submitted my application to Stampin' Up to be recognized for the Heart of Stampin' Up and have Sweet Grace be the center of that. So that happened this past weekend, and it was amazing. An entire amazing weekend. I'm still having a hard time putting everything into words. I'm working on a video. I'm still waiting for some numbers to come in from Stampin' Up. There's some photos that we want to get, and so I want to make sure that I share with you guys, because so many of you help Sweet Grace by creating the gorgeous cards that we send. So that's kind of where I fall into Sweet Grace, is with the card ministry and making sure that these families are getting handmade cards every Mother's Day, every Father's Day, and also on the birthday or due date of their baby who has passed. And I know it's important. I've always known it's important. But when you see the families who you are impacting with something as simple as a stamped card, then it really just makes you want to do more. And so I have a fundraiser that I am planning in my head. There's going to be a fundraiser opportunity coming up in the next couple weeks to take a class that I'm providing, and the proceeds from that are going to go to Sweet Grace Ministries. So stay tuned for that. I do want to make sure that we talk about it in depth, because there are a lot of families that are affected and by this tragedy. And so I want to make sure that the outreach is there, no matter where you are. Yes, the ministry started in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania. They support over 24 hospitals in Pennsylvania, but it is available to people all over our country. There are some resources. And so you can go to sweetgraceministries.com, or you can find them on Facebook. And there are photos from the Sweet Walk to Remember that was held on Saturday. All right, so we'll talk more about that, because today we are here to do some stamping. So, hey, friends, thank you guys so much. If you're catching the replay, just comment replay so I can swing back around and say hi to you as well. So let's do a little switcheroo here, and then we will get ready to stamp these pumpkins. All right, here we go. So I wanted to show you this because I was really excited. My mail came yesterday, and this gorgeous paper pumpkin arrived, and I haven't even opened it. So I thought maybe we'll take a look at it together. Any of you guys on here get paper pumpkin each month? I've been a subscriber since day one, and let me tell you the difference from day one paper pumpkin to today's paper pumpkin is amazing. This was last month's. I just created this one on Monday, I believe, and it has some cute little note cards, which I am going to use. So it had little note cards and these cute little envelopes. So I'm going to use those for, I have a plan for those. And then it also had a little treat in it. So I filled that and I treated my stamp club who came to join me for some stamping, and they got some little goodies, but it was a pretty decent sized bag. So I put some candies in there, and I think it makes 8 cards and 8 treat bags. So that was September's, but then October's just arrived. So this one looks like it's Christmas card. Oh, we get glitter glue. Oh my gosh, who doesn't love glitter glue? We have a real red ink spot. And then there is our cute stamp set. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas. Celebrate the wonder and joy of this festive season. A house, some trees, snowflakes, all the goods there. I love that it comes wrapped in a cute little tissue paper. Like, it makes you really feel like you're getting a present. So we've got some dimensionals there, very pretty envelopes, and here's what we can create. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. So what do we have? 8 cards. There's some sparkle on there, I see, and then of course you can use your glitter glue to really make maybe the trees and the star on the trees. You can make them sparkly. So that's a fun thing. Yes, you can never have enough glitter glue. Now, I did hear from people who were using this, make sure you allow it plenty of drying time. So anytime you use glitter glue, that's a good rule of thumb, is just make sure you have plenty of time to dry. So maybe make them, set them, spread them out in your area, let them dry overnight so that you don't have glitter glue on everything. So that looks like a project for me. I am actually getting ready to go visit my daughter this weekend. My husband and I are going to take the train. So we have a train ride coming up to Long Island, and that should be about a 5 or 6 hour train trip. And so I think I'm taking paper pumpkin. That's what I love about paper pumpkin, is it goes with me anywhere. All I need to do is I'm going to throw a block in there, and I'm good to go. I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to read too. I have a plan that maybe I would like to, I have a book I need to finish. And so I think I'm going to do a little bit of reading on my train trip. So super happy to go see her and her new house and her kitty. So here we are to do some stamping with my online class today. And I told you we're featuring the pick of the patch. So that is in our September through December mini. I call it the holiday mini. Page 51, and this is a punch bundle that we're going to use today. So I do love a good punch bundle because I feel like I can do a lot more quick punching than if I had to do a bunch of die cutting. But the only thing is, not all of the pumpkins are punchable. So you might have to do a little fussy cutting here or there. So let's get rolling and see what we have in store today. All right, here is our first project. And this is a very easy stackable pumpkins. So we have got some Cajun Craze. We'll fold that in half. Of course, with this class is available for free with a $35 online purchase. So if you have an order that is going in, you will get added to the list and you'll receive this class for free. I also include a tutorial. So you will get, of course, this video that we're doing right now, as well as a PDF that has all the dimensions and instructions. We're going to use a little bit of Them Bones Designer Series paper. So that's one of our Halloween papers, but it works so well with fall. So we have a little strip of that Designer Series paper there. I die cut out the Nested Essential, and this one is from All About Autumn. So those were die cut ahead of time. Then we have a little bit of linen thread there. Now, what I also was going to say is that if you bump your order to $50, you're going to get a free pack of embellishments as well. What the embellishments are, I'm not going to say, because right now I'm watching inventory and things are coming and going. So it may be a surprise pack. So I need to see what is available at the time that I place the order. So let's put that up here so you guys can see. This is right here. That is my shopping link and my host code. If you want to get this class for absolutely free, my offer expires on Sunday. So that is the 22nd, I do believe. So you can head over there, place your order, and I will put you on the list to get this class. So we're going to start off here with some Cajun craze, and we're going to do our big pumpkin at the bottom. And while we have that, I'm going to do my sentiment. My nose is going to start running because that is just how it goes. So we've got the pick of the patch. Next up, we will add a Calypso Coral pumpkin. Some of my ink pads are a little bit dry. I'm hoping they'll make it through this whole class. So that's a Calypso Coral. Next one will be Pumpkin Pie, because you can't not, right? You can't not have a pumpkin pie pumpkin. And then finally, we will have a wild wheat pumpkin. There we are. So there's our stackable pumpkins. We do need to put a little stem on, so we'll grab some early espresso and have a tiny little stem on our pumpkins. There we go. Now it's just time to put it together. So I'm going to add that with some adhesive. It's a very, very quick and easy card. I am all about quick and cute. There we are. Then we'll take our pick of the patch and add some dimensionals to that. And then we'll add our linen thread. Now, I don't have any gems on my projects. I have started, as I'm creating, I've been leaving gems off just so I can kind of see what is going on, what's still in stock, what's available, all that good stuff. So you'll notice that these don't have any gems on there, but you can choose gems, any gems that you like work perfectly, I think. The ones I was thinking of are, I think, the neutral sequins, and we have them out of stock for the moment, but they are coming back in. So we just tied ourselves a tiny little bow there with linen thread. And we'll add that with a good old snot dot. And there we have our card number 1. Super easy and very, very cute. All right, let's move on to card number 2. And this one is Crumb Cake and Pretty Peacock. Now I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleaning here. Is this wet? Let's see if we still, not really very wet. I knew I just had a wet one here. So let's do, yeah, this one's the one I just did. So let's clean things up a little because we do need to change some colors around and I don't want to have an uh-oh. Right. This was a brand new chamois on Saturday. It has been loved over the weekend, that's for sure. Hello, friends. Thanks so much for coming in. So happy to have you guys on with me this morning. Some of you may be early morning. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here on the East Coast, but I know some of you all are Midwest and West Coast, and it may be a little early for you guys. So I appreciate, hopefully you have your coffee or your tea and you're just going to hang out, do a little stamping together. So I did the crumb cake piece with the leaf fall embossing folder. Did that ahead of time. So this leaf fall is this one. This is creating quite a hubbub in my stamping group because people didn't know it was still around, and it is. So this was in last year's catalog, last year's holiday catalog, and it carried over. It is not in any print. It's considered an online exclusive. So if you want this leaf fall embossing folder, you can check my online store and you can see the information there. Of course, I know some of you do not like to online shop, and that is okay. You can message me and I can take care of you. But if you are an online shopper, head over. Right there is my site and my host code, and you can grab the leaf fall. It's still available, and it is $11. So a steal for this cute little embossing folder. Here's what we're making. So I'll see if I can kind of set this here. I'm realizing all my twine is missing though. The gnomes were here. They're messing with me. Yeah. This one has no twine. How did that happen? All right, let me go look. I have extra. We'll be okay. So I'm going to take this piece of our gingham designer series paper in Pretty Peacock and add this along the bottom here. What stamp set am I using? This is called Pick of the Patch, Lisa. So all of my projects are featuring the Pick of the Patch, and I just had this stamp set. It's this one, and then there's a coordinating punch as well. So that's what we're playing with today. There's a tiny little bit hanging off here. Yeah, isn't that a cool color combo, Denise? Wait till you see it in the next combo. So I thought this is very cool. Pretty Peacock. Love that with the crumb cake. But then I also have it in a different combo coming up. You're welcome, Lisa. Thanks so much for hopping on and hanging out with us for a little bit. All right, I'm adding 2 pieces of the linen thread, and I'm just going to wrap those right around here and tack them in the back. I don't like to waste my ribbon on the backs, or my, any of my ribbon or thread or anything like that on the back. I just kind of tack that down a little. Yes, the Celebrate comes from Circle Sayings. That's this one right here. So if you don't have that one, you don't even need to add a Celebrate on there. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so we've got that on our card, and make sure that's good and stuck. Stuck a duck, as my niece used to say. So I've got a piece of crumb cake that I punched out ahead of time with the 2 3/8 circle punch. And I have to find my Pretty Peacock because it jumped ship. Hold, please. I used a lot of the same things in the same project. So I use these little bins to keep everything in. And so sometimes they jump from one bin to the next. Okay, here we are. So we've got our circle. Get myself back on track. And I'm going to stamp the Celebrate. We just mentioned this is from Circle Sayings. If you don't have it, no worries. You can just leave it off because that's not a problem at all. So while we have that ink open, I did this one in Pecan Pie, but after I did it, I really like it in the Peacock better. But there's, dealer's choice, right? You have options. We love options. Here's our punch. So I'm going to share a little, this is kind of how I work with the punches. I would flip them over and I see which way the pumpkins are facing. So we're going to use this little pumpkin, and that it's going that way. So that's how I'm going to stamp it, because it's going to make it so much easier to fit inside the punch if I stamp it the way that the punch goes. Am I making sense? Sometimes I feel like I'm not completely, I'm just like ramble talking, right? So now this is crumb cake. So I want to have a lot of ink on there. A lot of ink. Beautiful. So now all I need to do is just slide this in line it up, and give it a punch. So we also need a little stem as well. And this, look at this itty bitty thing. This teeny tiny little pumpkin stem. So we're going to stamp that in crumb cake. And again, I'm looking at how the punch goes. And so I'm going to line up my stamp the same way that the punch is so that it lines up perfectly. This one needs some ink, I can tell, but hopefully it's going to make it through class. Needs a little bit of juice, I do believe. Okay, so now I can just slide this in. I will say when you're punching at home, be ready for this little guy to kind of go flying. He's teeny tiny, so you might have to track him down. Then I just put a good old booger on there, snot dot as I like to call it, and add my pumpkin stem. Isn't it cute? All right, now we're ready to just do some assemble. So we have our circle punch, and we'll add that to a piece of pretty peacock that I cut out with the stylish shapes. So we've got that stitching around the circle, got a little edge right there. Okay, so we have that pretty, and then we'll add that with some dimensionals, or Pop-Tarts as we call them in my studio. And then we can add our pumpkin there in the center. He's going to get some dimensional as well. And then the final step will be to add ourselves a little bow. And as I mentioned, if you guys are just coming on, I had said that none of my cards have gems on them. I have been really stamping and not really adding the bling until after, when I'm ready to use them, so that I can look and see, you know, what's available, what's not available. So for gems, it is dealer's choice, whatever you feel would work well. And you can leave gems off too. So either way works. Now, if you are purchasing, if you have a $50 online order, again, you'll get this class for free, and your gems will be a surprise. So I'll try to pick something that coordinates, but again, you know, I'm looking at the inventory, but you will get a free pack of embellishments. All right, we're going to get more pretty peacock. And we're bringing in Berry Burst and Pretty Peacock on this one. So we're talking about crazy ink colors. We have another really bright combo for you. So I'm just going to clean these up a bit so we don't mix our inks. So we have got on this one, do I have the sample? There we are. There's our sample. Isn't that pretty? What a cool color combo, right? So we've got some basic white for our card base. And then ahead of time, I did Berry Burst. And can you see the embossing on that one? I can't recall the name of it. So maybe one of you guys know. I feel like it's Timber, but that may be an older one. So if you guys know what this one, it's like a wood grain, put it in the comments, because I am totally blanking right at the moment. So I did that ahead of time, and we'll add that to our card base. Beautiful. Love that. So again, with some gingham. So I've got either this combo or that combo, whichever is feeling good to you. You can flip-flop it around. I don't know, Tina. Is it Susie? Is this Timber? Is that its name? I don't think it's the plank one, but Susie said maybe it's Timber. That's what I was thinking in my head, but then, you know, sometimes your brain short circuits. All right, let's add a little bit of that. Okay, so our next step is I'm going to do a little stamping. Oh, so Susie says yes, page 169, timber embossing folder. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much. I need office assistance when I'm doing these. So we've got a little bit of Berry Burst ink and some leaves. So here's these teeny tiny leaves, and we're just going to stamp some of those down here at the bottom for our pumpkin to sit on. Then I have my stylish shape banner, and that I'm going to stamp with peacock. What did I do with it? Here it is. I'm going to use thanks so much. Hey, friends coming on. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I am showing my free online class today featuring the pick of the patch if you guys are just coming in. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm gonna do my pumpkin. So I've just got some scrap paper here, and we're gonna use the big pumpkin on this one. There we are. Don't you wish we had those in real life? Oh, I'd have lots of pumpkins if they were this color. Give them a punch. And then what I like to do is set this here and add my pumpkin. He's just going to sit there for a few moments, okay? Because I'm going to kind of figure out where I want the stem and the squiggles to go. So I just kind of have it sitting there hanging out. I've got some pecan pie, and I'm going to stamp my pumpkin stem right there. And then there's these squigglies. So these are in the stamp set. There's two different ones. So these would be, I guess, the pumpkin vine. Is that kind of what we would say? But I'm making them pecan pie. And I'm just going to add them. So I know that my pumpkin's going to cover them up, and that's okay. That's really not a big deal. Okay, so a couple little squiggles. And then I can add my pumpkin to that. So let's do some layering here for our card. And this is a lot of layering. So dimensionals on this. I'm going to slide this guy in here. So I'm just going to put a dimensional right there on that edge. And then a little bit of adhesive on the other edge. And then dimensionals on my pumpkin. It needs to move just a tiny bit. Will you move? Just a little bit. Because my pumpkin was covering it up. There we are. There's the perfect look. Perfect. Little bit of that linen thread again. Just tie myself a cute little bow. So this is a four card class. So we are on card number 3 right now. And then I do have a bonus project to share with you guys. So hopefully you're still hanging out with me and will stick around to see the bonus project. So I'm just going to add this. Changing it up. Let's go right there. Loving that. Love, love, love. Okay, so there is card number 3. Okay, so card number 4. Let's make some room. I am missing an ink pad, so I need to go on a recon mission here. So let's clean these off a while because we're going to use a bunch of them. And find the ink pad that I'm missing. It has to be here somewhere because I have not walked very far away at all. Huh. Okay. Early espresso. Where are you? So this card is a very, very simple. It's a 1-layer card, 1 layer, and those are hard to do. To just totally do stamping only. There's no embossing, there's no die cutting, there's no punching. Oh, lie. Totally lied. There's punching, but you wouldn't have to. All right, so we've got basic black, and we're going to stamp on this piece of basic white. We're going to do masking today. Found it. So what we're going to start off with is pumpkin pie with our big fatty here, the Big Daddy pumpkin. And we're going to stamp that right there in the center. Now I took a piece of our masking paper. So this is in our catalog. It's, I don't know what size I want to say it is. 6 by 9 maybe. It's a sheet. I cut them down. This one has a little smear on it, but not a big deal. So I cut them down, and I am going to stamp a pumpkin on my, that just slipped. Is it going to be okay? Yeah, don't like that. I probably stamped on the wrong side. So I need to find the side that is the mask side. Try again. All right, so we'll stamp one of those guys right on the mask paper. So the mask paper actually ends up being like a big Post-it note. Okay, the whole thing is sticky. So if you've done masking before, you've probably used Post-it notes. Stamp on your Post-it note, cut it out. It has a little bit of sticky. And so you're going to trim this down, right? So I like to actually go almost inside. I don't want any white showing when I'm doing my mask. So I cut really close to the inside of my image. So I'm actually making sure, again, no white is showing. Like I want to get super close in there. Now I'll tell you the hardest part of this masking technique is peeling it apart. Okay, so we've got our pumpkin that we stamped there, and now we need to take the mask apart. And so these pieces, has a backing and a fronting, if that's making any sense. So sometimes you got to use your fingernails in there, or maybe you need to get a pair of sharp scissors and kind of figure out how to get those pieces apart without getting extremely, extremely frustrated. But it will work. Okay, trust me on it. Okay, so now this is our mask, right? So it's going to lay right over top of the pumpkin that we just stamped. So now the next step is we're going to grab, you can reuse these masks too. Okay, so here's this one we've used in class almost, I think there was 4 or 5 of us that used that mask. There is a little trick to it, which I'm going to share here in a second. So we'll get some old olive, and we've got this little gourd here. So when you have a mask, what I want to do is have some overlap. So I'm going to actually stamp part of my gourd. Oh my gourd. I'm stamping it right on top of my pumpkin mask. Okay. Ooh, almost dropped it. That almost was a big accident. Next, I'm going to take this one with some Cajun craze and stamp him on the other side with some overlap on my pumpkin. I think we are going to have a re-inking party after this class is over. My ink pads have been well loved. While I have these out, I'm going to do my leaves. So I'm going to do a Cajun craze one, an old olive one, and we'll do a pumpkin pie one. So they'll get punched out. I need to find my black ink next and see where that went off to. But in the meantime, let's stamp This is early espresso and my pumpkin stem. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Mask is still on. Remember, you got to keep that mask on there. So here's our memento. So we're going to ink up. I am running out of space. You guys cannot see what is piled up around me. So there's our memento. Oh my gosh, that is a super juicy one. I'm gonna, yeah, let's clean you off. I must have picked a brand new pad. All right, try again. I don't want too much ink for my crow. Okay, so he's gonna sit here right on top of this little pumpkin on the end. Now, I had that mask on there for a reason for a little bit longer. As you're stamping, your ink is wet, it's kind of damp. And so you want to have a little drying time before you peel your mask off so that it isn't sticking too much to your project. So I just gave it a little bit of a drying time, and you want to carefully peel that off. If you start to hear that it is kind of ripping, slow down and go back and try again. But letting it have a little bit of air dry time is kind of the key to prevent that from happening. Okay, so now I do want to have a little stem on that gourd. And so I just put my pumpkin mask back on there. And I'm just going to do a little bit of a nubbin on that gourd. Perfect. So like I said, you can keep this and use it. You know, it'll last you a couple more times. So you don't have to make a mask every single time. Now we're going to add our sentiment. And there we are. How cool. Oh, we just had, hopefully my connection is still there. It just flashed. Everybody's still with me? Hanging in there? All right, next step is we got to punch out these guys and we'll add them to our card. I didn't even watch where they're flying. Hopefully I can find them again. All right. So we've got a 1, a 2, and a 3. So let's add this to our card base. So that is a 1-layer card. What do you think? It's very hard for me to do. Oh, yay, everybody's still here. Yay, yay. It's hard to do a 1-layer card. Like we just naturally, as paper crafters and stampers, we want to add more. We want bling, we want this, we want that, we want the extras. And sometimes we can back that up and just have stamping. So I'm adding these with the boogers, a couple little snot dots there. So it kind of is still a subtle layer, right? Look at that. Isn't that cool? I love this. This is my favorite one. It's totally my favorite one. All right, so that's our 4 cards that are part of my monthly class. Again, remember that this offer is available through Sunday the 22nd, free with a $35 online order, and you are going to get your card kit and your tutorial, everything that you'll need. If you bump to a $50 order, you're going to get everything that you need, your card kit, plus you're going to get a free embellishment. Okay, so that offer does end on Sunday, but I do have a bonus. Now you will not get the card parts, but you will get the bonus tutorial. Okay, so I wanted to do something with a little bit of Halloween because, you know, it's coming. Spooky season is here. So let me show you a fun Halloween project with the pick of the patch. So we're starting off with some pumpkin pie. I could eat some pumpkin pie. My stomach's growling. I don't have any, but I could eat some because I am hungry. All right, now look at this. This is the distressed tile embossing folder, and I did that with Starry Sky. It's gorgeous. So let's add that to our card. This is a great embossing folder, quickly becoming one of my favorites. Oh, what happened? You're crooked. I don't like that. Let's try again. Got a little excited there. Can't have you crooked. Okay, now I'm going to add a piece of our boo. Let me make sure my boo is right. Get your boos facing the right way. All right, so we'll add a bit of that designer series paper here. And then this I'm going to do some stamping on. This will go on our card. So I need some Happy Halloweeny. So we'll get that, and we'll need black. A little Happy Halloween down here in the bottom. Okay, perfect. I'll need that in a minute. So that's going to sit here while we make ourselves some pumpkins. I thought so too, Tina. Such a cool color combo. And that's part of the color combo in the designer series paper, the Them Bones paper. And I thought that's really, really perfect for Halloween. Okay, so orange pumpkins. Where might you be? Here's one. And here we go. All right, punch. We got a punch here. So I'm going to start off and I'm going to stamp. Let me think about this for a minute. Nope, we're going to start with this one. So I've got one little pumpkin. One little pumpkin. One little pumpkin here. Okay, so now what I can do is slide this one in, give them a punch. Slide this one in, give it a punch. Doot, doot. And one more little pumpkin. Okay, so 3 pumpkins. Okay, there's our pumpkins. Next, we need a leaf. So let's find where I put those. They're floating around here somewhere. So this is garden green for this one. So I'm going to have a leaf down here. Punch that out. One leaf, and we need a stem. Are you clean? No, you're not. Okay, one stem coming up. Whoops. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to take, where's Pumpkin here? Okay, these guys need to get their faces because this is a Halloween card, right? So they need a face. We've been doing them faceless this whole time, but we need to let them become jack-o'-lanterns. So a couple little happy faces on these guys. Ah, aren't they so cute? You guys are so cute. Okay, next step is I'm going to add my stem and my leaf, excuse me, to, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, to the big pumpkin. So we'll put a big glue dot right here. This must be the Great Pumpkin, right, Charlie Brown? This big one here. Okay, so there is that. And then we'll add his leaf. I love the glue dots for this. It just makes it so quick and easy. Okay, so there he is. And I'm going to kind of center him here. He can go off the paper, that's fine. And these guys are just going to be his little buddies hanging off to the side. But I'm going to have them on there, and I am stamping their stem right on the cardstock, and then another leaf. And I did break out the garden green because that's one I have not used in a very, very long time. And it kind of worked well with these guys. So now we're just to I almost did it again. Oh, I'm having a day, kids. Got ink everywhere. I need a wipey. Got a case of the dropsies. How about it? All right, let's slide them off. Grab some dimensionals on here. I'm going to have to vacuum because there's Pop Dot wrappers galore. Now these are going to get glued down flat, and the Great Pumpkin is going to be popped up. I just saw Karen said she's making me nervous with a light colored top. So far, I almost just wiped this on my pants, and I was like, you don't have black pants on today, girl. Don't wipe your hand on your pants. All right, so there is our bonus card number 5. Okay, so again, this is our pick of the patch. If you get the class kit, this will come as your bonus tutorial. You won't have all the supplies to make them. So, all right, my friends, thank you guys. Let's see them one more time, because they are so cute. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So thank you guys so much for joining my online class. I hope you guys had fun. If you are local to me and ever want to come stamp, we do this class on the 3rd Tuesday of the month in person, but then I am always online with you guys the following Wednesday to show you what we did and offer that class to you guys too. So my site is scrolling at the bottom with the host code that you need to use, and this offer of this free class ends on the 22nd. And then I'm going to try to be, so you guys, if you follow me on YouTube, you may notice that I was not on Monday. I normally do Movie Monday on Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern, but I was beat. After this weekend, I was like, I just don't have anything left. I could not come live. I'm planning to be on next Monday, but we are going away for the weekend. And so hopefully I can get back and be able to create a movie for you guys on Monday. Because what I would like to share with you is the project that Sarah Douglas, so she is the CEO of Stampin' Up. She was with us this weekend, and she brought us make and takes for my team. And so I'm going to come back and hopefully show you guys the make and take that she brought. It's gorgeous, using some of our new online exclusive products. So mark down Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern time on YouTube. And then I'm always here Wednesday on YouTube and Facebook at 10 a.m. So make sure you follow and subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend, you guys.